Cami and I are out here in Rogersville at the Ozarks Food Harvest Food Bank Farm with Katie. Katie, first and foremost, thanks for having us out here.
Thanks for being here, you guys.
Okay, so let's just start with this. Tell people what exactly is happening out here that kind of helps the overall mission of Ozarks Food Harvest.
Right, so this food bank farm is kind of the home base for Ozarks Food Harvest Full Circle Gardens program. So our program overall focuses on strengthening our community's access to local foods through growing food, gleaning food at other farms, and sharing resources and education throughout our partner network of hunger relief agencies.
And this is kind of like your home base. It's not as big as I would think, but yet your quantity is amazingly huge.
Right. So we're growing intensively on about 1/4 of an acre here, and we can do well over 10,000 pounds of food on this site with the help of our amazing volunteers. And we grow year round, so that's part of it.
Yes, yeah, so what we're in right now is something that you can keep growing in year round, right?
Yeah, so these high tunnels allow us to grow cool weather loving crops well through the winter. So we're harvesting carrots, kale, lettuce, all kinds of delicious things like that well into the winter.
Yeah, so tell us, how much of a difference does it make to be able to have this kind of resource for the work that you guys are doing?
Well, it gives us a steady stream of, produce to provide to our local agencies, but it also keeps our volunteers engaged throughout the year, so that's really nice. They join us every week, even in the winter time. So it just kind of gives us all a place to land and come together and have that fellowship with our volunteers around growing food.
How many volunteers does it take to keep this up?
Hundreds of volunteers every year.
Is that something you're still looking for usually?
We always love to host new volunteers here. We have large groups, we have individuals. There's some folks out here harvesting sweet potatoes right now. So we're always welcoming of new volunteers. And even at the distribution center, they have volunteer sessions every day as well. So
very cool. Well, Katie, we want to kind of get into it as well and kind of look at some of your produce beds you've got out here. So let's go take a look.
Sure.
Katie, we've got these beautiful raised beds all around us, the things that you're still growing right now. You've got volunteers working on beds right now. So talk to us a little bit about the different things that you plant here in the raised beds.
Right. Well, at any given time, we're growing, 20, 25 different crops out here. We try to keep it diversified and plant things together and, just really use the most of our space. And it really does help that we have all the help from our volunteers to keep this going.
So are you rotating constantly what's in each bed then?
We are. So out here right now we have a good mix of some still summer crops hanging on still and some things we planted for cool weather. So we're really in transition right now. It's looking pretty good still. No frost yet.
Yeah. So Katie, I know a lot of what helps kind of what you all do thrive out here is your partnership. So tell us about some of those.
Right. So we grow a lot of food out here with the help of our volunteers. We call them our Glean team. Our Glean team also joins us at partner farms to harvest their excess as well. So what we grow out here is a drop in the bucket of the overall need for our service area, but also a drop in the bucket for what our program brings in. So the farms that we partner with donate in excess of 50,000 more pounds of produce every year. So we get to go to their farms with our volunteers as well.
Such as where?
Millsap Farm, Bass Night Creek Farm, they're great partners. We even are partnered with some faith-based giving gardens in Stratford and also in Nixa. So we work with anywhere from 10 to 15 different partnering farms that grow all sorts of things.
Which is really special. Now I know that you guys obviously take donations from all those partnerships, but you'll also take donations from community members. So tell us about that.
We do. So generous home gardeners will actually bring produce during the growing season straight to the food bank or to hunger relief agencies near them. And those generous gardeners donate sometimes in excess of 20,000 pounds of produce just as individuals. So it really does make a difference when people donate their excess or even plant extra to donate.
Yeah. And you've also gotten a big donation of seeds, I understand.
Yes.
So where do those come from and who do those go to?
So we've partnered with Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company. They are an international heirloom seed company based out of Mansfield, Missouri. And every year they have to turn over their stock for new seeds so they can sell fresh new seeds. So we have a partnership where we go in and we basically clean out their shelves of the seeds that they cannot resell or have new stock of. And then we distribute those to even as far as other food banks in the state, but most of those seeds go into our Garden to Go kit program.
Yeah.
So our volunteers also help us create kits with a mix of vegetables, herbs, and flowers, and some gardening resources that we send to each of our partner agencies. They can request a specific number that they need, and we will build those to order and send them for them to distribute to our neighbors who want to garden. Ultimately, we think that, helping people overcome the barriers that they may have if they want to grow some of their own food, helping them overcome some of those barriers really ensures a more sustainable food source for families.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Katie, you guys are doing so much to help hunger relief here in the area, but you can't do it alone. It really does take volunteers. It takes all these partnerships. So remind people of the volunteering opportunities available out here.
Yeah, we have volunteers every week throughout the year. In the wintertime, it slows down a little bit, but we are still hosting volunteers, weather dependent. We'll start our Garden to Go kits in December, so that's an indoor activity.
Yes.
Folks can sign up at our website, ozarksfoodharvest.org.
Okay, very cool. Well, Katie, thank you for having us out here. We're so appreciative of everything that Ozarks Food Harvest is doing with the hunger relief here in Southwest Missouri.
Thank you all.